So what's the grape expert talking about today? Well, one of my favorite areas in all of France is Alsace. And I'm going to tell you a lot of what I call the past, present, and future. But today we're going to talk about the past. And I was importing back in the day, 25 years ago, I was bringing in Alsatian wines. Why? Well, because I adored the wines. I thought they were so good. So I highlighted a producer today that we're going to talk about and a grape. So this is Domaine Paul Blanc. And Paul Blanc is today run by a very energetic Blanc family. They're top drawer, what we talk about. So I broke out the big map. So this is our big map, and we can see Alsace here. So Colmar is the biggest city here. So we just jump a little bit to the north, and we come to where located in the village of Ketzenheim. And basically, this area produces what I consider to be all of the Grand Cru vineyards. So when you're involved in Alsace and you're tasting wines, they have different ranges, and they have, first of all, they start you out with what's called a classic range, which is exactly what this is. We want to talk about Pinot Blanc, because Pinot Blanc, to me, when I first tasted Pinot Blanc, and we're talking, like I said, a long time ago, 25 years, I thought this was the most saleable wine that I thought that Americans would really like. And the reason why was because it was very akin to Chardonnay. So, but it's not Chardonnay. It's got its own grape. So if you look at Pinot Blanc, you can start to see Oregon producing Pinot Blanc, California producing Pinot Blanc. But again, when you taste the wines from Alsace, and we did break out some of this wine to taste, you get all those citrus tones that are really interesting, but completely unique to Chardonnay. But again, let's get back to the range, because the grapes that are involved in Alsace, you've got Pinot Blanc, you've got Gewürztraminer, you've got Pinot Gris, and of course Riesling is king. They also make sparkling wines, which is called Crémant d'Alsace. We actually featured a Crémant d'Alsace, and one of the grapes that always exists in Crémant d'Alsace is Pinot Blanc. I don't know if people realize that or not, but that's because they're usually a drier style of wines. So I wanted to at least share this wine with you, because I thought that if you've never had Alsatian wines, I'm going to tell you a little story that one of my good friends said. When you go to a wine shop, and let's just say you consider it a really good wine store, he said, go to the Alsatian section, because you know why? Those people, usually the owners or the wine buyers, drink a lot of wine, because that's when you'll see a larger selection of Alsatian wines. I'm not going to say that if you go into a wine shop and you don't see Alsatian wines, that's a diss against the shop. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, if you go into a really top level store, let's say in New York, or you go to any shop or store, and you consider this to be one of the biggest stores or one of the best selections, go to the Alsatian section, and you will see a crafted selection of wines. And usually when I say that, you will see what we call entry level, which is what these wines are. Then you'll start to see Grand Cru wines. What are Grand Cru? Well, those are slopes that are up and down what we call the Route d'Alsace. So if you're driving here, all of these vineyards are slope vineyards, and some of the greatest wines that are made in Alsace are Grand Cru wines, coming from all different Grand Crus, and there's quite a number of them. We could go on and on and on, and I think that, and this is from the Grape Explorer, from what I say, these are the most underrated wines in the world. Nobody really pays attention to these wines except for, people who are really into this. And of course, when you go to Alsace, and I've had a chance to travel there, I was with one of my producers that were there, and he said, we're not French, and we're not German, we're Alsatian, and we take a pride in Alsace. And when you go there, these people are speaking 5 languages, because, of course, they've been conquered many times. So they speak, of course, English, and they speak French, and they speak German, and they speak almost a dialect of Swiss Canton on the French side. So you're talking about a very diverse culture. But what I was told, and it's very important to note, that Alsatian wines are the best wines with food. They are the number 1 wine to pair with all different types of food, whether it's spicy food, whether it could be Indian curries, where you could have a Gewürztraminer or a Riesling. But, and also there are more Michelin-starred restaurants in Alsace than anywhere else. And of course, we're including Paris. So we're talking about culinary arts, we're talking about wine, we're talking about history, we're talking about great, great wines. And this is the reason why I wanted to bring to the attention today Alsace, and especially this wine, because when you smell this wine, you get all those floral, citrus notes. Beautiful, beautiful wines. When you taste this wine, it's just so expressive, and I have so much passion for these wines. I just wish more people would feel the same way I do. Again, this is a Grape Explorer talking about great, great French wines.